English before Olamide and way before Zazu. There was a rapper named Idris Abdulkareem, and we're going to be talking about his career today. Idris Abdulkareem, born Idris Turaya Abdulkareem Ajeni Fuja, please, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it correctly, was born in December 24th, 1974. His birth date means his zodiac sign is Capricorn. This explains in part why he has this strong personality. Capricorns are domineering and they have this aura around them. They are at par with Leo in regards of their domineering nature. You all know Leos are very, very domineering. They are very bold. However, they possess a very strong work ethic. Give it to them. I'm yet to meet a Capricorn that is lazy. It's not in their nature. He is originally from Ilesha in Osun State because that's where his father is from. But he adopted Kano State as his state of origin because this is where he was born. Now, was a bold move on his part. Anybody who is conversant with state of origin politics in Nigeria knows that even though you were born and brought up and you spent all your life in state A, if your father is from state B, you will always be from state B. You cannot claim state A. But Idris went against the norm and he claims Kano State as his state of origin. While his father was from Osun State, his mother was from Ogun State, which makes him a full-fledged Yoruba man. But Idris instead is identifying as a Northerner. Kano, maybe an Hausa man. I believe most people in Kano State are Hausa. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section there below. He has been making the rules. It takes a strong-willed person to do this. Idris unfortunately lost his father at the age of 2, and he did not know his father. He never knew his father. He never met his father. As a matter of fact, he once said the whole conversation about who his father was brought up when he went to a neighbor's house to watch TV. Apparently, they didn't have television sets in their home then. So he went to a neighbor's house to watch TV. The neighbor's dad came and, maybe was angry or something and scolded him and told him, go to your house, go and meet your mother to tell your father to buy you TV. He said that got him thinking. He was just 12. He said when he got home, he asked the mother who his dad was. So immediately the mom started crying. And that is when she told him that his father was dead. Imagine asking for your father for the very first time and they tell you, oh, your father is dead. There will be this yearning, there will be this hole in your heart, whether you like it or not. He said immediately he was touched and he started crying. Not because, of the realization that his dad was dead, but because he realized that he had hurt his mom and he made his mom cry rather, sorry. He said during the course of that conversation, the mother told him, look, I'm your father and your mother. He said that day something grew in him and he never brought up the topic again. He said instantly he felt he was the man of the house. So he felt he needed to protect the mom, seeing the mom in that vulnerable state. He didn't just suffer the loss of his father, he also suffered the loss of 8 siblings. According to him, they were 10. The mother lost 8 children. Now it's just him and another sibling. And his mom also is dead. She died at the age of 96 a few years ago. He said his strong will, he needs this activist thing in him. He got it from his mom. Said his mom was someone who fought against injustice in her own way. I think he even said something about her leading a protest or being in a protest at a point. And it's understandable that when his mother eventually died, he broke down. He left a lengthy tribute in her honor on his Instagram page. Idris said in school was when he first tasted this yearning to be a rapper while he was in secondary school. And he said he groomed himself and continued to aspire to become a rapper. We only got to know about Idris in the 90s when he signed on to Kenny's Music. Kenny's Music was the first indigenous record label. When Kenny's came on board, they signed on some young, talented, unknown musicians. While some of them started their careers as solo artists, others started their careers as members of different musical groups. We were introduced to Face, Blackface, and the legendary Two Face as members of Plantation Boys. However, there was also another group called the Remedies. The Remedies had Tony Tetuela, Eddie Remedy, and of course Idris Abdulkareem as members. When Kenny's Music started, Idris was the only rapper on the stable, and he immediately stood out. He stood out not just because he was a rapper, but also because of his bold personality. The early pioneers of modern Afrobeat as we have it now in Nigeria were mostly singers. There weren't any rappers as at then when Kenny's Music came on. And Idris was the first Afrobeat slash Afropop rapper, and he stood firm in his lane. He didn't try to be a solo artist, he didn't try to be a musician, a singer or something. He was a rapper, true and true. He enjoyed considerable success with the Remedies, but his real break came when he was forced to go solo. I use the word forced because the group slowly fell apart when Tony Tuetela went solo. Funny enough, rumor has it that Tony Tuetela was forced out of the group. Gossip magazines claim Idris and Eddie forced him out of the group. However, Tony went ahead to experience more fame as a solo artist. He even made history along the way. Tony and Idris weren't on speaking terms for a while. As a matter of fact, Idris released a track which many people believed was a diss at Tony. I can't remember the actual title of the song, but I remember the catchphrase "one leg up, one leg up." If my memory serves me well, that was the first diss track that we had in Afro beats ever then in Nigeria. That track was the first diss track in modern Nigeria Afrobeats. It went on to become very successful as it enjoyed a lot of radio airplay. Member, of course, they weren't speaking terms, but I'm so glad it seems they're in good terms now because in 2017 there was a show where the whole members, Idris, Eddie, and Tony Tetela, performed together on stage. Idris wasn't just a troublemaker, though. He brought attention to political and social issues through his songs. His song titled Mr. Lecturer talked about exploitation of female students by lecturers and the trade of intimacy for grades in higher institutions. Idris was years ahead of his time. Before the Me Too movement started, Idris was already championing the cause of women, and he had already started speaking up for women and preaching against intimacy exploitation. You know what I mean? I can't say it out here. The singer enjoyed massive airplay. The song was a hit. It was very, very successful. However, his biggest hit still remains Nigeria Jaga Jaga. The song did not only enjoy massive airplay, but it became a street anthem. It was so popular that it was alleged then that the president of Nigeria then, President Olusegun Obasanjo's Jaga Jaga. The success of his singles meant he was always booked for shows. No show was late without Idris on the lineup of performers. He even had some deals. I remember he had a couple of deals with some brands, one of which was, is it British Tobacco? Yes, it's on record that British Tobacco paid him 1 million naira. It was a big deal then. At least 1 million naira it had weight then, and naira wasn't this, the value of a naira wasn't this bad, and it was a big deal then. However, an altercation with American rapper 50 Cent in 2004 marred and destroyed his career. According to the gist then, 50 Cent and his G-Unit crew came to Nigeria to perform at a show that was sponsored by a big beverage company. People who were there claim 50 Cent was nasty to Nigerian artists. It is alleged that he even threw a towel at some while in Nigeria. He was allegedly condescending to the Nigerian musicians. It is also alleged that the organizers of the show made matters worse. They were believed to have been equally condescending in the treatment of Nigerian musicians as against their American counterparts. I mean, imagine, this is funny, but I hear Psquare, they were backstage and they chased them like little children. And they were musicians who were built to perform, but they weren't given backstage access and privilege. Come on now. Come on, I see why Idris was very angry, if it is true. Anyway, just has it that the disparity in treatment was glaring when it was time to fly somewhere. At this point, I think Idris had it. He was said to have taken one of the good seats reserved for 50 Cent and his G-Unit crew. That was where a little fracas started, and Idris came down and stopped the plane from taking off. This story about what happened was actually collaborated by Young Buck. Young Buck was a member of G-Unit then. He was actually there where it happened. He collaborated it in an interview.
It's taking off. Man, guess what the plane did? Stopped. The pilot stopped the plane, opened the doors, got off the plane, and left us. Yo. I could not believe this shit, bro. I'm waiting this powerful at the airport, walking in the middle of the airplane runway. I remember it like it was yesterday. I don't know who you are. I don't remember your name, but you go ahead on a regular list. He had a regular NBA jersey on with some Gucci Nikes, the regular Air Force Ones with the Gucci print shit, and he was a powerful man. Honestly, wow. I've never asked 50 even who this dude was, but that's one of the craziest shits I ever had.
That's kind of crazy when you get stopped on the runway and the pilot gets off.
Man, the pilots, it was a couple of them. They jumped straight up off the plane, and I'm not talking about the regular walk down the steps.
Yeah,
they got the slide. They jumped straight on the slide and slide down.
Like, damn, I didn't see the realest shit.
Nigga, I'm just waiting on the choppers to start busting from there.
Idris also granted an interview to air his own side of the story, to say his own side of the story about what allegedly happened and how he was betrayed. He claims Charly Boy betrayed him, and Charly Boy collected millions of naira to douse the whole incident. He claims Charly Boy collected it from the organizers of the show. I don't know how true it is.
We're disrespected in Africa, which is what happened between me and 50 Cent. That was when Nigerian Breweries brought 50 Cent to Nigeria, and during that concert, you know, a month before that time, Wyclef left Nigeria, and he added value to our industry. We love him so much, and we still love him, and we still miss him. And immediately, Nigerian Beauties called me and like, Idris, we're bringing 50 Cent, and we want you to perform alongside with 50 Cent. I was like, oh, that's a beautiful one, but do me a favor. I'm not carried away. Whatever you are giving 50 Cent, that's what you are going to be giving Eedris Abdulkareem. Wow. If you are giving 50 Cent an executive suite in any hotel, I want executive suite, and I want make my room the opposite 50 Cent. So if you are giving 50 Cent 17 Domprion Cristal, you know, I want to have the same thing. If you are giving 50 Cent 17 babes, I want 17 babes. Anything where you give 50 Cent, I go give Idris. You know why? You know why?
Quality.
Yeah, it's as simple as that.
Okay.
You know why? Because at that time was my prime, and that was when Obasanjo promoted me, when he said your papa and your family na in jaga jaga. Okay. So Nigerian breweries wanted to sell their shares. Nigerian breweries wanted to sell more markets. Nigerian breweries wanted more people to buy their shares and more products. So they called me through their their clients, Tade. I've forgotten the marketing. So they said, hey, Idris, 50 Cent is coming. I want you to perform alongside with 50 Cent. I said, okay, no problem. But listen, man, put it in your rider. Whatever you are giving 50 Cent, that's what you're giving Idris Abdulkareem. I said, okay, no problem. I appreciate what the offer was, the money, but the money is not my problem. That's agreement gonna say anywhere with 50 Cent day. I want to make my room the opposite. Give me 17. If you give 57, 17 count of champagne, Domprion, Cristal, I want the same thing. Do you know why? Because it is not Americans that are drinking the beer. It is not Americans that are buying the shares. Nigerians are buying the shares. And you cannot sell that shares without our music, without Eedris Abdulkareem music, because you knew that Wyclef just left airport, sat on the business class, because that's what I had
demanded for.
That was what I demanded for. So a lot of artists were in the economic class. A lot of them, I don't want to call their name, a lot of fake artists though. So they were all like this. They were actually discussing about me, saying that no worry, today do if 50 Cent come, 50 Cent go chance them now, they go beat them, they go let them know how far, wait, you know. So when I came in, I saw the atmosphere, so I sat on the business class. That's what I demanded for. So 2 hours 25 minutes later, marketing manager Nigerian Beauties came in, Mr. Tony. I still remember him very well. Very lovely man, very sweet man, correct guy, you know, but he has to work for his company. And 30 minutes later, 50 Cent came in with Young Lloyd Bank, Young Bog, and a couple of other dudes. And they didn't come to me, but they were saying that motherfucking Africans. And that's very insulting. I felt very demoralized. Fucking animals, you know. But they were not making noise because I was sitting on the business class, but I
hear them.
You know, I could hear what they were saying, you know. So I'm like, waiting consignment. I never come meet me for my seat. Big anybody, you know, just go on trial, you know. So I was just chilling and waiting for us to move to Abuja to go and play alongside with 50 Cent. They don't pay me now, you know. So after like 15 minutes, one of the bodyguard walked up to me with 3 other guys and said, yo, you gotta get the F out of that seat. That means you gotta get the 50 Cent seat. And I was dream. I sold 4.8 million copies in a pirated country. That means say, I don't suffer well to deal where I did, and I'm performing alongside with 50 Cent. Why don't you tell 50 to sit here? Maybe there are a couple of things I can learn from him from America. Say, okay, they never told us there were artists in the plane. So I talked to the organizer. That was what he said, the guy. So they left. So I was looking from the window. I saw the organizer reacting like this, like, you know. So they came back and said, yo, we just spoke with the organizer and said they don't fucking know seat. That's 50 Cent seat. Before I know it, they don't
hold your neck.
They don't hold me for neck. They pin me down. Then the rest of the American crew from 50 Cent don't join them. But Nigerian artists were like this. They watch Americans humiliating their own brother. They were like this. Now they are no say Omo. You need to be yourself in this country. Nobody gives a damn about you. When Charly Boy came, I told him what happened immediately, and it was like, yo, where the come down here. You don't come to our country and try to disrespect us. This is at that point with a couple of the workers way they for airports, where don't they say, oh my Eedris now our own, you know, if you can't chance us, can you come. There was so much heat, and 50 Cent begin to chill down with his crew that low. Listen, man, hold on. These dudes are artists, man, but they never told us they were artists. They told us they were workers because they did my debt for a private jet.
Okay.
So 51 are like, yo, they've never told us. When us not telling Charly Boy that they never told us they were artists. Say Eedris Abdulkareem is not just an artist, he's an Olympic torch bearer. I'm the president of Performing Musician Association of Nigeria. All that story now basically because Charly Boy won't collect money from Nigerian Beauties and no, they hear now. I tell you now, exclusive. I tell you.
Wow.
Ojoro no deal. I tell you reality. You know. So immediately Charlie said, Eedris, no worry, I'll just worry, chill, Alpha. I said, no problem. I won't see Alpha. No be today, we there here. So the next thing I go understand be say, the plane way we log, they don't say make I open we open at 50 Cent and the crew don't come down. Everybody don't collect fresh air because they are inside big oven. But meanwhile, Nigerian musician when they attack me, now so they did. I no go call their name. Now inside my movie and my project, you go hear their name well. I still get those footages. Then all of a sudden somebody walked up to me and said, how you doing, Eedris? Sorry about the situation. 50 Cent wants you to come and have a handshake with him so you guys can
reconcile and move
reconcile
on.
and go to
Mm.
Abuja and continue. Yeah,
Sure.
sure. I'm in Africa. I've not done anything wrong, but this dude came up in the plane and attacked me. And no Nigerian artists say a word. They were all like this. And I fought for myself. What if they have killed me? I say, if I didn't stand up for myself at that moment, tomorrow morning, if I waka come out for street, they go say, now that boy with 50 cent chance be that. I say, why are we so fake in this country? I don't know, say Charlie boy don't go for my back, collect money for Nigerian beauty sound.
Chai.
I share him on for him. And that was why I will never respect Charlie boy for anything. That was now so my relationship with Charlie boy finish.
So how did you know you collected money?
Not today. You know, you say Festus Kiamo call Charlie boy, make it call collect for Buhari.
This incident destroyed his career. His career was never the same, and Idris tried to do damage control by reconciling publicly with 50 Cent when he came to Nigeria for the Kora Awards in 2007. Idris actually went on stage to perform, welcoming 50 Cent to Nigeria and the rest, but it was too late because word had gotten out that Eedris Abdulkareem is difficult to work with, and that started after this incident. The story that went out then was that he disgraced Nigerians before the foreign artists. He was tagged as being very, very, very difficult and troublesome, and unfortunately and painfully he was blackballed because of this incident. His songs didn't really get any airplay again after the whole fiasco. He released a couple of songs here and there, but none did as good as his previous songs during his glory days. While he still makes one or two musical features and cameos, he has instead concentrated now on his other passion, political activism. I guess was really influenced by his mom in this regard. He uses his Instagram page as a platform to air his views on governance in Nigeria. Unfortunately, it was revealed recently that Eedris Abdulkareem is battling kidney failure. He's said to have been managing the ailment for some time, but it has gotten worse and he needs a kidney transplant urgently. While a member of his family has opted to make the kidney donation, he, however, needs funds for the operation and he's pleading for donation from the public. Please go to his Instagram page to donate if you can. As he goes through this trying time, I have decided to give him his flowers. Eedris Abdulkareem paved the way. While he was criticized and eventually blackballed for doing what he thought was right then, I choose to see it as him having the guts to stand up against the shabby treatment Nigerian musicians received then from foreign acts and from Nigeria corporations. Word on the streets has it that the incident sparked talk and conversations on welfare for Nigerian musicians. Promoters and corporate organizations were made to do better, even though he was made a scapegoat for his actions. Fun fact: Eedris Abdulkareem has always called Keke Ogungbe, that's the founder of Kenny's Music, a father. He always said that he had this yearning he wanted a fatherly figure, that Keke was a father to him. Keke used to advise him. I think he even said Keke advised him to get married early. He also said he had it rough. He slept under the bridge in Lagos for a while he was struggling to make it. He has come a long way and I feel he should be celebrated.